Hi, and welcome to MGS Solutions tutorial on elements of a great speech. I'm your instructor, David Gadallah. In this tutorial, you will learn the 4 elements of what makes a great speech. Let's get started. The elements of a great speech includes a great introduction. This introduction captures the audience's attention and makes them ready to listen to any word you're going to say next. Once you've captured their attention, the next point is to have a strong main point, which is in the body. With a main point and supporting statements that are focused, the audience continues to pay attention to what you're saying. As you go through the body, using transition words will help keep the audience in attention and stay with every word you say. Finally, wrapping it up with a good, strong conclusion will make the audience remember your speech. Those are the elements of a great speech. The first one is the introduction. When we provide a thought-provoking question or a quote and let them think about what you just said, let them feel what you just said, you gain the audience attention. But you can't just say, here's the thought-provoking question or a quote, and then move on to your main point. You use the ultimate trick in public speaking, the pause. Made you think there for a second. Is he going to continue? Was there problems with the tech? The pause allows the audience to take in that statement and let them think and feel about what you are saying. This is how you're going to capture their attention. Now, once you got in a great introduction, you're going to tie in that introduction to the body by stating your main point. The main point needs to be clear and easily understandable. It can't be vague. It has to be straight to the point. When you have a straight to the point statement about what you're going to talk about, the audience continues to pay attention. Now that you got them and you've introduced your main points, you need to support it, and that's through the body. We're going to provide 2 to 3 supporting statements. Normally, a person stops remembering what you're saying after 4 or 5 statements. So that's why we're going to make sure those 2 to 3 supporting statements are absolutely related to the main point and drives the main point home. You're going to focus on that statement that supports your main topic. This is the key for people to make the body a great element of a speech. And how do you keep them focused throughout those main points? We're going to use transition words. Transition words will help us and help the audience stay on track and know exactly what you're going to talk about next. Let's take a look at some of those transition words. It can be categorized in cause and effect. We can use words such as therefore, as a result, because, for this reason, and thus. Those words help you link your main points and statements together. It helps the audience stay on track and not wander off into, I wonder what's the next meeting going to be about. Other transition words are related to sequence. For example, the first, second, third, and finally. You can use words such as next, likewise, and even the word then. When we look at transition words that are used for examples, we use the word for example, for instance, in fact, indeed, and specifically. Imagine how well your speech can be by just simply adding these words in between your main points, and you can provide excellent transition and continue the audience attention. Now, if you've gotten this far, you've captured their audience, you've captured their attention, you've made great points, and you transition those points, now they're ready for the conclusion. When we look at the conclusion, you should summarize the points that you've mentioned. Call for action is one of the most important elements in a conclusion. What do your audience want to do when they leave that classroom? Is your audience supposed to be feeling happy and engaged and pumped up and ready to do what you ask them to do? Will the audience really think about what you said and take action? That is what is important in a call for action. Use transition words between the summary points and the call for action. The next is to restate your main topic to make sure they knew what they were just listening to for the last few minutes. And then finally, one of the greatest tricks that you can apply is to end with how you started. Well, how did you start? If you remember, you started with a thought-provoking question or statement. And if you start and end using that technique, well, you've just made a great speech. So remember, a summary of your points is important, call for action, restate your main topic, and end with how you started, a thought-provoking statement. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Please click on subscribe to learn about more tutorials that will be available soon. And for more information about me, check out my website at www.mgssolutions.ca. Thanks for listening, and I wish you all the best. Cheers.